Hello, today I'm sharing some fantastic drugstore dupes and affordable alternatives for high-end makeup products. So let me know in the comments which side of my face you think I'm wearing the dupes. I think both sides look really good, but I do have the dupes on one side of my face and the other side is the high-end side. So do you think side A or side B is the dupe side, and why? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new, and let's go ahead and get into these drugstore dupes that I'm really excited to share with you. I love discovering new makeup dupes to help you save money most of the time. Sometimes I look for replacements for discontinued products or cruelty-free options. I just always have a good time doing it, and everyone's definition of a dupe is a little bit different. Some people want the exact same formula, while others, like myself, look for the final result to be pretty spot on or pretty close, and that's why I always include affordable alternatives as a term. I personally look at the end result, even if the formulation might be a little bit different. So let's talk about the foundation I have on that I have duped before, but I think I have a better dupe now than I did a year something ago when I originally duped it. I have on Lancome Tint Idole in shade 320 Bisque Warm. Now, I had originally duped this to a number 7 foundation that I also think is great. I think that was a great dupe if you want something from number 7. However, I think the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear is a little more spot on. Now, if you're splitting hairs, L'Oreal is a little bit runnier, but they both apply really quickly and blend out beautifully and build from medium to, I would say, a solid medium full coverage. I mean, you could build them to full. I'm not a full coverage foundation person, but you could build them to full coverage. Before I apply the rest of my makeup or set them with powder, I feel like they look pretty identical in terms of finish, pore smoothing, and coverage. And after my makeup is on, again, they look and feel identical. I have had these on for several hours now. I feel like the wear is pretty spot on. Now, where they do start to differ for me is as the wear goes on throughout the day. I do feel like I get a little bit more longevity out of the Lancome versus the L'Oreal, but the L'Oreal wears a really long time. I think they're both beautiful if you want that soft, matte, velvety, natural looking finish. And these are both great for all skin types. Neither one ever picks up on any dry areas I ever have, which I do have. Now, on the hottest, most humid days, I live in New Orleans. It is very hot and humid here. I can get shine in my T-zone. I do need to blot sometimes. Gosh, I would say maybe every 4 to 6 hours with these. It's not often, but when it happens, they blot easily without a lot of transfer, and my makeup still wears beautifully. These aren't overly matte. So for that reason, I think they're really great for all skin types. I think this is a great dupe for Lancome Tint Idole if you're not wanting to spend the money and you're maybe wanting to see what this is all about. I think the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear can give you a pretty good idea. So if you guessed in the comments that the right side was my dupe side, you would be correct. Let me know in the comments if you got that right. So this next one I'm really excited about. The dupe is on sale right now, and I have 2 shades to share with you. I'm duping it twice, basically. So what I have on my left side, the high-end side, is the Nudestix Nudies Matte in the shade Sunkissed. This is kind of a warm, bronzy terracotta shade that somehow doesn't go completely orange. You can use it as a bronzer or a blush and apply it with a brush or a sponge. Today I'm applying it as a blush with a sponge because I don't know, I wanted to apply it that way. Now keep in mind that bronzer type shades don't always swatch similarly, so use your imagination here, but you will see me apply them. So the dupe that I have is from ColourPop. It is the blush sticks from their Limoncello collection. I think that's what it was called, in the shade Cottage Life. So when they're swatched, I just don't feel like they look very similar, but when they're applied to the skin, after all is said and done, I just feel like they're pretty spot on. I also feel like I'm going to be saying spot on a lot in this video. They both apply quickly and easily and just give that really nice terracotta neutral shade to the cheek. I do have another shade coming right now. I'm going to do this opposite of what I usually do. I'm going to show you the dupe first. So this is the shade Picnic Time from that same ColourPop collection. This is $5 right now. This is what it looks like swatched, and I actually have 2 options that I think it's a great dupe for, and these are pretty high end. So right here on the outside, this has a little bit more sheen to it. This is the cream portion of the Patrick Ta Double Take Cheek and Powder Duo in the shade Do We Know Her. So clearly this is an affordable alternative because we have a different formula, but if you're wanting this coral shade in a cream formula that's really beautiful on the cheek and gives you that look, that pop, this will give it to you. Now what's in the middle here is from Shiseido. This is the Minimalist, I think that's what it's called, Whipped Powder Blush. The shade I have is Sonora. This is a product that I wanted to love, but it just didn't last on me throughout the day. I find the color pop lasts on me longer than the Shiseido, and it's a lot less money. While you're shopping at ColourPop, you can pick up two of my favorite palettes, all-encompassing, kind of larger palettes that are really great buys. I'll have them listed below as well. Since I do have several lip products in this video, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about what's on my lips and share how I feel about the dupe, how close it actually is to the high-end product. So on my left, on your right, I'm wearing the Lancome L'Absolu Lacquer in shade 202. I took a picture of the bottom label and blew it up, and there's no shade name on the bottom of this like there is my other one. I'll put it on the screen though because I know there is a shade name for this. On my right side, I have the L'Oreal version in the shade 305 Be Captivating. I think these shades are pretty close. I can barely tell a difference in person. I feel like you might be able to see a little bit of a difference on camera, probably because there's a little bit of wearing away on this side. I've had these on for quite a while. So the whole situation with both of these is that they are long wearing yet glossy lip colors. Usually long wearing lip colors are pretty matte, pretty drying. These aren't. They actually keep your lips feeling good while giving you a glossy look. So I've been drinking coffee and you can see there is some transfer that happens, but you don't really see that with your lip color, which is nice. I had a lot of you tell me to try the L'Oreal version because you knew how much I liked this Lancome product. I'm really glad I did, and somehow I picked up the shade that was so close, if not pretty identical, to this shade that I already had and loved from Lancome. And you know, I love some peachy pink nudes, and this is a good one. So if you've been wanting to know more about how these function, I think grabbing the L'Oreal version would be a great place to start. I do think that I get a little bit more longevity out of the Lancome version. So if you've tried the L'Oreal and you kind of wish that they didn't transfer quite so much as the day went on, and you do have it in your budget to pick up the higher end formula, I think that you would be pleased with the wear of these. I do think that, you know, it's just a hair better, but if that's not important, the L'Oreal's just fine. My original intent was to come on here and show you on each side of my face what I've been using over and above Benefit Gimme Brow. I don't even use Gimme Brow anymore. I use the dupe instead. But then I realized that the Gimme Brow that I have now is in a shade too dark for me. It's in 3.5, which is my brow pencil shade, but I like my fiber gel to be a little bit lighter. I don't know, it just kind of lightens up my brows. So I couldn't show you on each side of my face because it just looked ridiculous to have dark brow gel over here and light over here. So what I have on my brows today completely is the Flower Beauty Fiber Fix Brow Gel. Ignore the packaging. It is dilapidated. It is rubbed off completely. I love this brow gel so much, and the reason why I like it is because the bristles just kind of hit at the appropriate point where it disperses the right amount of fibers. I don't get too many fibers where it looks clumpy. It just gives the right amount of hold and pigment. I feel like I'm almost out of this. I probably need to buy more. This has become more than a dupe for me. I think it's better than this high-end product, which is a whole other video, but I needed to share it in a dupes video in case you're looking for a great fiber brow gel from the drugstore that is a dupe for many high-end products. I mean, it's not just a dupe for Benefit Gimme Brow. It could be a dupe for any other tinted fiber brow gel. It's just so good. A few months ago, Laura Mercier introduced the Rose Glow collection within her Caviar Sticks. I have here the shade Forbidden Rose. It's a really pretty, shimmery, almost metallic, coppery shade. It's swatched right here on the bottom. It's a really versatile shade. You can align with it to use it on your lid, in your outer corner. I mean, I love her Caviar Sticks in general, and these shades were just beautiful. I couldn't help but notice, though, that the Pixie Endless Shade Stick in the shade Copper Glaze eyes gives a very, very similar look. I mean, it is just pretty spot on. It's the word of the video, right? You can do all of the same things, smudge it out. It wears all day. These things are really, really good. I do think you need to work with the Pixi shade sticks a little bit more quickly than with Laura Mercier, but aside from that, I mean, this is pretty darn close. The formula of Pat McGrath lip liners is just one of my favorites. I love to overline with them. They fill in those lip lines and they are really long lasting. So anything that you put on top of them is just going to last twice as long as it would with most other lip liners, but they come with a price tag for that formula. And I totally understand that lip liners are just lip liners to a lot of people. So one of my favorite shades ever of all lip liners and in her formula is called Done Undone. The issue with this formula is that it's out of stock a lot and it's not carried at all retailers. It may still be only available on her website. So I've talked about Kokie lip liners as being dupes to other shades in other videos before, and I'm doing it in this video. So this is the shade Warm Nude that you're seeing me apply on my right side, and I think it's really close, especially once it's on my lips. I know everyone's lip pigmentation is different, but I think if you're looking for a great nude shade that's not too brown, it's not too pink, it's just a straight nude that's not pale, so it's going to wash you out. Either one of these will give it to you, but Kokie Warm Nude is a great option for Pat McGrath Done Undone. Now, I've heard some people say that the formula of their Kokie lip liners is a little bit dry. I feel like you could tell from that clip that it just glided on my lips. I have not had that problem with the Kokie lip liners that I've tried, and I've tried several different shades and none of them have been drying on my lips. So that's just my experience. I know everyone's different, but I was really excited about this dupe. On my left eye today, I have the Natasha Denona Glam Palette. This is one of my favorite neutral palettes that's not warm for daytime or nighttime special looks, especially nighttime looks, but I mean, I've been wearing this all day. It looks great during the day too. So what I have on my right side is the Shadow Kiss palette from Alter Ego. It's their option for the Natasha Denona Glam Palette. Now they don't have everything laid out the same, so I'll just go down each row of the Natasha Denona Glam Palette to show you the swatches and what's comparable with what. So today for my eyes, I use the Transition shade from Natasha Denona, which equals the Risk shade from Shadow Kiss. Then for a little bit of warmth, I move to the shade Blend from the Glam Palette, which is the shade Vanish from Shadow Kiss. And I kept it pretty simple by just smoking out the outer corner with the shade Smoke from the Glam Palette, which equals the shade called Shade in Shadow Kiss. And once I was satisfied with the blending of that, I used the bottom center eyelid shade from Glam, which equals Mist from Shadow Kiss. And I lined my eyes with Lash Line from Glam on my left eye and Umbra from Shadow Kiss on the right eye. I feel like I got equal amount of fallout from lining and it dusted away pretty easily with both. I've used Natasha Denona Glam pretty extensively. I love the palette. I have also been reaching for this palette just to see just kind of how it compares, and I love it. I think it's great. So if you do not have the budget for Glam, I wouldn't hesitate to get this. There were a couple of shimmer shades I was a little bit worried about upon swatch, but they're gorgeous on, and I do have a 10% code for you down below. Okay, I'm really excited about this one because I originally thought that this mascara was a complete gimmick and then I ended up really loving it. So my high-end mascara is the By Terry Lash Expert Twist Brush Mascara. I've never seen another mascara function like this until the dupe. So this has a brush that if you keep it in the one position, it lengthens your lashes. And if you twist it to the number 2 position, it will thicken your lashes. It gives you a double function in one brush. I just kind of thought it was gimmicky because a lot of mascaras will do that just all in one, but sometimes they can be really clumpy. This is a great everyday mascara. It's not clumpy. It's volumizing and lengthening all in one, and it looks really nice. Also, my lashes don't get crispy, which is another nice feature. I mean, I feel like Kiko Milano has to be duping the By Terry mascara. I don't know. Either way, I'm really glad that this exists because not everybody can afford By Terry. It's a luxury brand. So this is the Kiko Milano Dolce Diva Twist Brush Waterproof Mascara. I kind of feel like the Kiko Milano packaging looks a little more luxe than the By Terry, which is kind of funny. This functions the same way. You keep the brush in the first position and it lengthens your lashes, you twist it, and it gives you volume. And I feel like they both give me the exact same result. I've worn both on long days. Neither one smudges, neither one flakes. They both leave my lashes nice and soft, not crunchy. And I mean, I feel like my lashes look pretty good on both sides. I've never thought one looked vastly different from the other. And this Kiko Milano will save you a lot of money. I was really excited to find this dupe. I just thought this whole functionality was kind of gimmicky at first, but I've just been so surprised at how much I've liked it the more and more I've used it. So if you're wanting something like the By Terry, you have an option. I changed my lip out for this next one. I realized I hadn't already pre-filmed anything for it, so I figured why not just change it out completely. Now this dupe will not only save you money, but it's also good for a discontinued product. It was actually a limited edition product from Buxom. This is the Buxom Full-On Plumping Lip Cream in the shade Pumpkin Spice Latte from last fall. So this is what the swatch looks like. Now with glosses, a lot of times swatches don't tell the full story. Now this is the lifter gloss from Maybelline on this side in the shade Amber. That's what you see swatched over here. I think the shade looks a little bit milkier, and it might even appear that way on the lips. I think if it was over lip liner and not just my naked lips though, you definitely would not even pick up on that. And since this was a shade that was out last fall, I think picking this up for this fall would be great, and you are saving some money. Now, because Buxom is a lip plumper, you're not going to get the same feel. I feel a cooling sensation from the Buxom that I'm not feeling from the Maybelline. These almost feel warm in comparison, but I do see a similar look. Even though these are plumping, I feel like you still get that juicy look from Maybelline. So take that into consideration. I think you're getting a very similar look and shade from these glosses. So it's a great drugstore alternative that looks really good. I have an entire dupes playlist. I'll link here for you if you want to check out more dupes videos, and I would love to hear any dupes you've come across in the comments. I love checking those out. I hope you found this helpful and enjoyable. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.